everybody. We are staying with a friend, and we're staying in her big on her property, and we're going to be here a few days. So I thought I would take this time to clean up the sink, our sink and water system, and the toilet system. And I thought I'd give you a view of what it actually looks like, a more detailed view of our toilet and how it actually works. So here is the box. It's got a hinged lid there, that with a rubber seal all the way around the edge, right there, that keeps the smell in. And then it's just a box. These little bars here are for the toilet, so the toilet seat can sit on there like this, and it snaps into place. And so there's a bar here, here, and on the back edge. And so that makes a solid seat. And then those two little screws on the side, right here, those just kind of lock the toilet seat in place, and I just kind of fit it by hand. Over here, we have the urine deflection system. So we have this guy here. And if you wanted to make one of these yourself, there is what I used. And that works perfectly. And I got some little gizmo from Home Depot to goop onto the bottom there. I used the glue called Goop, which works really well. And that goes here. And this little black hole, you line them up and it sits here, and it sits right there, and the toilet goes behind it, or the bucket goes right behind it, and the pee goes in the hole. Oh, there we go. Pee goes down the hole through the tube, out the other side, and by these little metal bands, like metal banding I got from work, but you could use anything to hold it. It doesn't need to be all that sturdy. And then you have this bar here. You have the bar right there, which lines up right with that hole. And I made it so tight, and luckily I did it because it's a small space, that I had to use all kinds to go from this size to 1/2 inch PVC. I had to reduce it from 1 1/4 down to 1/2 inch, so that's all in here. All this stuff reduces it down. So it comes through the pipe down here and comes across over to this side, where it goes into this jug. I got this from Walmart. This is a 2-gallon jug you put in the fridge with the little spout at the bottom, and I just put a piece of tape over it and put Goop in over that gap, and the Goop dries hard like plastic, so worked perfectly. And then to change it, you just lift that up, pull it out, and it goes right back in. And it locks in place, and there's nowhere for it to go. So this is the system that we use, and it's worked very well. Works much better than our Nature's Head composting toilet that we bought for $1,000. 10 times better. So much easier to clean. Way better for bugs than that toilet, and just better because it doesn't cost $1,000. It cost me $15 worth of wood and the time to build it. And here are so I want to give you the dimensions for the toilet. I'll put those off to the side here, so you can build one yourself if you want. And it's just a very basic design and whole thing put together. I'll just do it for you while I'm sitting here. So this bucket, I made the toilet a little too short. I made the toilet, I made where the seat went the exact as if you were sitting on a normal toilet. So I made it as if it was a normal toilet. And what happened is this was a little short, and so I had to cut off like 3/4 of an inch to make sure it fit in here. No, I mean, that's no big deal. So then this goes like this, and that goes right there. And I even have a little clasp here, just a little bungee, to make sure this won't move or come out of place. And so there's the toilet like that, and then here is this, and it slides into place right there. And there's the whole thing. You sit down, urine goes this way, solids go that way, keeps the smell down to almost nothing, and then you have compost here that we put in there to break it down and actually compost it. And so that's the system right there. That's our toilet system, and that's the system fully working. And then it turns into just a little seat, which we actually do use as a seat. And since it's a little too long, I have it on, I can slide it back so I can get into my drawers here. And then when I'm not needing to get in my drawers, you slide it back forward. And I like my little spoon there. I thought that was a clever idea to lift the lid with, and that's to pull it forward. So that's that. And the sink system is going very well as well. On that, this I just took apart. So these two pieces come apart. That slides out. And I just cleaned that out. It looks so clean now. It was all full of orange gunk. Got that cleaned out. And the sink isn't attached in anymore. It just comes right out. There's the sink right there. And there's the sink. And there's the tiny little spout. And then there's our 5-gallon bucket with the hole in it. And this has worked very well for us, and our foot pump is still working great. Goes right here. From the back, here's our water jug, our 6-gallon water jug from Walmart. And there's our tube that goes down through this pump right there. I don't want to do that. The sink's not in. Oops. And then it goes up, and there's the little tube. Of course, I could have put a real faucet on here. I could have done a lot of things, but this is what I just threw together in the moment. And the reality is that works. I don't need any more than this for what we do with water. So I mean, I can always add more. I can change it, but for now, I decided not to change it. And you can see it's kind of messy back in there, but this is where all of our extra storage goes, our fire extinguisher back there, and our extra food on top there. And so this is all of the rest of our stuff. Music, or the stand for the piano, for when we do concerts and stuff. Forgot to show you I'm going to show you everything, I'll just show it all to you. So this is the pipe. That's the pipe that goes into the water tank, and I have it set up to be just so it just barely touches the bottom, and it goes in at an angle so that there's enough room for the water to get up through the end. And if it was too close, I could just drill a couple little holes in there to make sure it'd get in. But in this setup, and I just went to Home Depot and found the parts to go from a 1/2-inch PVC through the normal cap that came with it to this little guy. And then I used silicone to make sure it was good. And it goes in there. And that goes on nice and tight, and then it holds the pressure. And then getting it really full, you can't, it will get the water up to here. And so that is sealed off there. And so I drilled a tiny little hole in the very top. Don't know if you can see it, but anyway, to let the air escape, so that as the water goes through the tube, air is allowed to get back in, but at the very highest point there, so I can get it as full as possible for the trip. So let's put that sink back in. is, sinks in. And this makes it easy to clean around it, even though I need to do some cleaning. Makes it easy to clean, and it makes it easy to get the bucket out sometimes down here to lift it out if it's full. When you lift, sometimes this will get in the way. Let me see, you can see that. So that kind of gets in the way. They get in the way of each other when it's really full, so you can just lift this up and set it like that and then pull the bucket out, no problem. So that's our water system. And then this just goes right back on. This is this little clip here is just a paper clip. And it slides, it goes in the hole. And it slides up on there. And then you just clip the little hairband so that it won't pop off. And then water goes in, like this. And it goes right down in. So that's an update on what our toilet actually looks like in our water system. It's still working great. At some point I may put a real faucet on there or some other nicer looking system, but for now it's working. We can get water, and our purpose is not to make a home that's a show model. Our purpose is to make a good home to live in, and that's what we have. And as far as the water system goes, there's the other water container right there. So that kind of sits right in between the fridge and our food storage rack here, where our food goes. And then there's our toilet. So there it is. This is our full setup, and there's all our food, all our other storage we have. Alright, there's a quick update on our home, and both the water system and the toilet system are working wonderfully, and no complaints at all. And I hope you guys have a wonderful